Hey, welcome back to GetRacingSchool.com. Today I'm going to be working on a mini Maxx, and not mine. Mine is right over there. This is client's mini Maxx and client/friend, I like to say. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be installing the wide Maxx kit, which I already started. The wheelie bar, the roof and back skid plate, and the center GPM differential, and the GPM center brace. So let's get started. Right now I'm gonna be doing the center differential, which I'm gonna be putting some 80K weight, and I have to take the rear differential bulkhead apart so I can install the little thingy, which I'm gonna show you which one it is. Well, this little guy right there, I don't know if you guys can see it. If you're gonna buy the center differential from GPM and you do not have the GPM differentials, you have to get that part from Maxx, because the one that this differential has is for the GPM differentials, rear differential. So you have to get that part. I forget the part. I actually left the tag over at my friend's house. So just be careful, because if you buy that differential, it's not going to work straight out of the box. Okay, I'm going to be starting on this mod for the mini Maxx, and I'll show you when I'm done. Take care, guys. Okay, you gotta let it settle. Just try to feel all the gaps, and eventually, there's like very small gaps right there on the corners. But if you leave it settle for about 10 minutes or so, the level is gonna drop down, so you can fit. I think, yeah, that's the input gear. Okay, with these screws, you gotta be very careful. Just finger tight, do not torque, just finger tight. Obviously, after you put the Loctite. Okay, this is the part that I was talking about. You gotta get this out. You have to open the bulkhead in order to do that, and you gotta install this one in, and just gotta take the bearing out like that, like so, and put this one inside, and you gotta leave that one out. Remember, you gotta get this part from Maxx in order for the GPM center differential to work with the X01 differential, so the ones that the mini Maxx have. Okay, just like so, and that's the part that I took out. Okay, this is how it should look. This part comes with the differential, but you have to put the rope screw in, and this little rubber ring goes in between the shaft and this between the shaft and this gear. Okay, I forgot to mention, I'm also installing the gear cover with mesh. Remember, this one comes originally with the slots or with the screw holes for different gearing. This one is adjustable. So doing this one, and just remember to put this little notch. This little notch is right, it's there in order to get the pinion out. So the bit or the hex actually goes in there to get this groove screw out. Okay, very important. Before you install this part, you gotta put it in front of the gear cover. So the gear cover's gotta be inside this part, before you screw this round part on the motor. Okay, installing the center brace now. You gotta drill a little hole right here, right there. When I installed it on mine, I was wondering what this little piece was for, and I'm going to show you where this goes. Okay, that little bracket goes right in here, like so. Okay, one tip I can give you guys is just put a little bit of CA right there in order to glue it on so it stays permanently. So when you take the brace off, the little piece doesn't just drop out, and it's gonna be a pain to just put it back in. You have to take the shaft out. Okay, now I'm gonna proceed to install the skids, the upper skids right there, and the skid right there. Sorry, right there. Using these stickers, it's a pain in the behind. So this one is really easy. I'm gonna show you how to do it, and the topper part is a little bit more difficult. But I'm gonna show you how to do it. I also have a video that I did for mine that's over there. So if you want to check that one out, you can do it as well. Okay, you gotta take this bracket off and put that one in. And now just drill the 3 holes right there. Actually, I'm gonna have to use the Remo because the hole is way too small. Even though I used a bigger bit. And so I'm gonna use this one and make the hole a little bit bigger. All right, we're finally done. So what we did the gear cover that has the mesh option, the center shaft, the center differential, wide Maxx skid, center brace, and skids. That actually took me about 4 hours, 2 hours yesterday, 2 hours today. And also I missed the wheelie bar. So that job, it's $50 an hour. So that's $200 right there. And as you can see, everything is very, very neatly done. Very, very meticulous in doing all the things, just like as it were my car. And you can see everything is perfect. I just have to check the mesh with the wheels and with the car on, and we'll be all set. But everything is perfect.